I just want to come here and lay the law down as it relates to what's going on in our village and where we are and where we're going.
Tiffany Henyard making a late appearance at the Dalton Village Board meeting this evening. That meeting was being held at the Park District building since Village Hall cannot legally accommodate the crowds at a typical meeting. But Henyard tried to hold a separate board meeting at Village Hall anyway.
Okay, so let's talk about the madness that happened this week in Dalton. Okay, for those of you who don't know who Tiffany Henyard is the mayor of Dalton, Illinois, and the supervisor of Thornton Township. She has the title of being the worst mayor in America.
Residents of a Chicago suburb are revolting against their mayor. Tiffany Henyard is the woman in charge of Dalton, Illinois. But allegations of corruption, assault, and even embezzlement are igniting calls for her resignation. Here's some headlines about the mayor, Carly. ABC saying Tiffany Henyard vetoes investigation of herself amid corruption accusations. Dalton Bar sues saying license not renewed because it didn't donate to the mayor. And narcissistic Democratic mayor accused by former assistant of putting makeup artists on town's payroll.
Now, if I was going to go over the Tiffany Henyard history, it would be an hour-long video. So I'm going to play one of the clips that I find most interesting. And that's the clip of Tiffany Henyard dressed up as crack-dealing kingpin Nino Brown telling taxpayers to pay their taxes with the song Blank Better Have My Money by Rihanna.
Nobody knows something. Don't nobody know nothing.
Tiffany Henyard certainly isn't shy about attracting attention. Here she is starting a Dalton Village board meeting dressed like the Wesley Snipes character in the movie New Jack City. Later punctuating her political points with the help of her own DJ.
Every single resident. Pay me what you owe me. Thank you, DJ.
Henyard's picture and name adorn virtually every public posting, both from Dalton, where as mayor she makes $46,000 a year, and in Thornton Township, where as the elected supervisor she collects more than $200,000 a year.
Now, I've done so many videos on the Tiffany Henyard madness. Just click on the playlist and you'll see them all. So for those of you who haven't been watching the Tiffany Henyard saga, the first Monday of every month is the village board meeting. We've been covering it live. We'll sit there, we'll watch, and we'll see all the craziness go down in real time. Now, the October meeting was a little hard to watch because the audio was just awful.
And I was you, that's what I first want to talk about this meeting being over here at the Park District and why that meeting has been divided.
You see what I mean? It was pretty awful. So now, let me start off by explaining why there were two separate board meetings yesterday. One held by the trustees and one held by the supermayor. Now, on September 3rd, 2024, the Illinois Attorney General wrote a binding opinion to Tiffany Henyard and the Village of Dalton. Now, the Attorney General was addressing public access to the public board meetings held by Tiffany Henyard in Dalton. Now, because the public is upset that Tiffany Henyard is spending their money, the town's in a deficit, they have a lot of negative things to say about Tiffany Henyard. Now, because comments were being so negative, Tiffany Henyard started promoting some tactics that made it hard for citizens to express their constitutionally protected opinions. This is from the opinion. Although the board is permitted to take reasonable and appropriate measures to ensure the safety of members of the public and public officials, it is directed to refrain from unnecessary security measures such as street closures, parking barricades, and excessive police presence that physically impedes members of the public from reaching Village Hall and or creates a hostile atmosphere that may deter the public from attending meetings. Now, to show an example, here is the June board meeting where Tiffany Henyard had essentially all the police officers from Dalton attend this meeting and threaten anyone where if you said things that she didn't like, she was going to clear the room. Matter of fact, if you clapped for something she didn't like, they were threatening to clear the room. You think I'm joking?
And don't let her bankrupt this town and then blame it on y'all. And Trustee Belcher,
time is up, sir.
Please put our picture back up.
Time is up, sir. All right, ladies and gentlemen, again, I'm going to say it this last time. You cannot disrupt the meeting. Hold your claps, hold your statements, hold your comments. If you got something you want to say, step up to the podium, but you cannot disrupt the meeting. The next time that happens, I am going to clear the room. Right. Okay, if you don't calm down, I'm going to clear the room. Okay, last time I'm going to say it.
Guys, you out of order.
All right, you're out of order. One more disruption, I am clearing the room.
Thank you. Yes, he will.
Yep.
So just like you guys was quiet and I was quiet when everybody spoke, y'all give me the same respect. Okay, guys.
All right, okay, stop, quiet. Otherwise, we are going to clear the room. Okay? One more word, we're gonna clear the room, okay? All right, one more time, I'm clearing the
I'm
room.
just saying.
One more time, I'm clearing the room.
Point of wasting my time. All right, guys. All right. Clear the room. Clear the room. Clear the room. Clear the room, guys. This pizza jar. Everybody out.
Here's a quick word from our sponsor, Ethos. What feat of strength or bravery could you be capable of if it meant protecting your loved ones? Could you lift a car, run into a burning building, fight off a wild animal? Well, thankfully, you don't have to fight off a tiger to make your family safe. Protect your loved ones in minutes with Ethos. It's an affordable life insurance that's quick and easy and all online with no medical exams. Think about all the benefits of having life insurance. How would it feel to know that your loved ones have financial support if something happened to you? They could use it to keep up with the mortgage payments, pay bills, or more. If you've ever applied for life insurance before, you know it's confusing, annoying, and tedious to say the least. Now with Ethos, you just have to answer a few health questions for a quote and apply for coverage at ethoslife.com/Nate. That's ethoslife.com/Nate. Ethos offers customizable coverage to fit your needs and budgets. Get everything done online without complicated forms, doctor's appointments, or waiting for results. It's term life insurance on your terms. Personalize your coverage to your family's needs, like helping your kids through college, supporting your spouse with the mortgage, or providing income replacement and more. Affordable options range from 10 to 30 years of coverage. Now, to protect your family today, get up to $2 million of term life insurance in 10 minutes with Ethos. Answer those few health questions online and get your free quote at ethoslife.com/Nate. That's ethoslife.com/Nate. Now, on top of the police intimidation, the obvious police intimidation, Tiffany Henyard was holding meetings at a place that couldn't accommodate the amount of people who wanted to attend the meetings. So the AG said, you can't hold the meetings in a closet. You have to hold the meetings at a place that can accommodate enough people so the residents can come and observe the meeting. And this violation of the law didn't only occur in Dalton, it also occurred in Thornton Township, where she's the supervisor. The AG said the same thing. You're violating the Open Meetings Act, and you have to allow people to exercise their First Amendment rights, especially against the government. So to be in compliance with the law and the Attorney General's order, the Board of Trustees determined that it would be better to hold the meeting at the Park District, which was a larger venue and could accommodate a whole bunch of people. Where in contrast, Tiffany Henyard wanted to have the meeting at Village Hall, which can only accommodate a small amount of people, but she would have, let's say, an overflow room. So if more people come, they can go watch the meeting from a separate area. So the Board of Trustees, as professionals that they are, they set up an agenda, put out notices for the meeting, and told everyone that the meeting would be held at the Park District to be in compliance with the Attorney General's order. So we have this weird situation where Tiffany Henyard wanted to hold the meeting, but the meeting would violate the Open Meeting Act as prescribed by the Attorney General. And the trustees said, well, we're going to hold a meeting, but we're going to be in compliance with the Attorney General's order. So that's why you had the two meetings, as the news is going to tell you about now.
Happening tonight in Dalton, village officials there are planning to hold two separate meetings.
This could be a confusing night for residents with these dueling meetings.
It could, Alex, because we have Dalton Mayor Tiffany Henyard set to hold a village board meeting here at Village Hall. That's happening at 6:30. Then you have a majority of trustees set to hold a meeting also, this time at the Park District, where they tell me there's ample seating because these meetings at Village Hall are always packed.
Now, Tiffany Henyard started her meeting, but it had to be canceled because she didn't have any quorum, and the other meeting went on. Now, this lets me get into what happened between our meeting in September and the new meeting in October. First, Tiffany Henyard made 3 appointments. She appointed a new police chief.
A new top cop has now been appointed, Ronald Burge Sr. He ran against current Mayor Tiffany Henyard back in 2021 and formerly served as police chief in Dixmoor.
A new village administrator with a checkered past.
More drama in Dalton tonight as Mayor Tiffany Henyard's latest hire is now under fire.
Fox 32 has learned that Dalton's new village administrator has had multiple brushes with the law and was fired from a high school for allegedly sexually harassing a 15-year-old girl.
Public reporting shows Smith has been charged at least 8 times with crimes ranging from domestic battery to official misconduct. In 2012, Smith, then a young trustee in Dixmoor, resigned after pleading guilty to theft. left when he allegedly stole gasoline by posing as a police officer.
So after Tiffany Henyard made those appointments and sent those people to work, the village trustees went to court and said, hey, court, those appointments are illegal because we have to approve of those appointments. The court agreed, and this is what happened.
A Cook County Circuit Court judge recently blocked appointments by Dalton Mayor Tiffany Henyard to key village posts. The judge, siding with 4 trustees, they contended the appointments of Ronnie Burge Sr. as police chief, Angela Lockett as village attorney, and Michael Smith as village administrator were illegal because the village board didn't vote on them, and the judge agreed. The trustees sued in Cook County Circuit Court seeking a temporary restraining order to block the appointments.
A judge's order wasn't going to stop Tiffany Henyard. Her appointees, or now her illegal appointees, still kept trying to go to work. So the judge then came back and said, hey, if your people still continue to try to sit in those positions or take those jobs, I'm going to hold the mayor, Tiffany Henyard, in contempt, which means she could get fined or even possibly get some jail time. Check it out.
Tiffany Henyard in court today over illegal appointments she allegedly made for several positions inside the village, among them chief of police. Last month, the judge issued a temporary restraining order blocking her from making those appointments without approval from trustees. The mayor had been warned before that if any of her appointees reported to Village Hall, she would be held in contempt of court. The judge today declining to hold her in contempt, but did warn her that if she did not follow the ruling, he would.
Now, with all that background, Tiffany Henyard attempted to hold her own meeting with her own trustees and kind of sneak past the judge these appointments. But since none of the trustees showed up to her meeting except for 2, she couldn't conduct any business at that meeting. Here she is explaining it.
In Dalton Monday night, competing village board meetings.
I want to thank my 2 trustees, Trustee Andrew Holmes and Trustee Stan Brown, for showing up.
At Village Hall, Mayor Tiffany Henyard, 2 trustees and some department heads, the meeting canceled.
As you can see, the board did not show up, and these are the things that the residents are tired of. When we sit here and we set a schedule to attend a board meeting, their jobs as legislative councilors to show up.
Meanwhile, at Dalton's Field House, a majority of trustees and about 24 residents. Then drama when Henyard shows up at that meeting.
Dalton's mayor walked into tonight's village board meeting 1 hour after it started and after trustees had approved several agenda items.
Now, Henyard went to the meeting to do 2 things. Number 1, veto everything that the board had just done. And second, make her appointments so those people can start work.
Clear so y'all can make all that noise. Just to be crystal clear, I am here to appoint my police chief, my village. So I just want to come here and lay the law down as it relates to what's going on in our village and where we are and where we're going.
Tiffany Henyard walked out after saying she vetoed everything the board had done. Village attorney says that is not possible since vetoes must be written.
So now the super mayor decided to sue the trustees because she didn't like the fact that they had this meeting.
Also new tonight, Dalton Mayor Tiffany Henyard is suing some village trustees over Monday's meeting. In court documents filed yesterday, Henyard, along with trustees Andrew Holmes and Staley Brown, accused the other trustees of illegally holding that meeting. The Dalton Village Administrator and Park District also named in this lawsuit.
So now the walls are closing in on Tiffany Henyard, but she did have some good news. Trustee Andrew Holmes, who was a close personal ally and who went on that Las Vegas trip, he was accused of assaulting a Dalton employee while on that trip, but the Las Vegas police have dropped any investigation. Essentially, they've closed the investigation, so he's not facing any charges for the alleged assault.
And police in Las Vegas have closed their investigation of Dalton Village trustee Andrew Holmes, and no charges will be filed. Holmes was accused of sexually assaulting a former Dalton employee during a village-funded trip to Las Vegas last year. Along with his work as a trustee, Holmes also a well-known victims advocate. Woman publicly made her accusations in a video and appeared at a Dalton Village meeting earlier this year. She's currently suing the village and Holmes, saying she was fired after taking her sexual assault allegations to embattled Village Mayor Tiffany Henyard. We've reached out to her and Holmes for comment to that decision by Las Vegas police to close the case.
Now, last but not least, Tiffany Henyard had a meeting at Thornton Township where the trustees didn't show up because of, quote, security concerns.
New drama tonight involving a controversial politician in the south suburbs. Tiffany Henyard was the only Thornton Township leader to show up for a scheduled meeting. Others telling us they're worried for their safety.
But in that meeting, she was actually served with a lawsuit. Again, another embarrassing issue for the mayor.
I'm a private investigator. I've got some book that says Super Mayor. Inside I have from the United States District Court, Northern District of Illinois, Hiram Nyson Jr., to you as both personal and in your role as mayor.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you much for your service.
Exactly, appreciate it. You need to have a clickbait, huh? All right. I guess anything else? I get sued all the time. Y'all stop it.
So that's the update with the Dalton drama. Now, obviously, they have an election coming up, so that's going to be crazy. And we still have the FBI investigation where we don't know what the heck is going on, but things seem to be moving in the background. Hopefully, we'll have some resolution to this thing soon, because it's been, almost 3 years since they've been dealing with this. And it seems like the mayor is just openly corrupt based on what we've seen. But again, the FBI moves in mysterious ways, so we'll see what eventually happens with that. Now, if you like this video, don't forget to like, share, subscribe, do all that great YouTube stuff, and I will see you in the next one. Peace.